Tropical Cyclone Omar, now a Category 3 system and likely to become a Category 4 cyclone. And for Sunday the 17th of February, this is Force 13's Australia Oceania channel with another update on a tropical system that is going to be on the radar for several more days. Joint Typhoon Warning Centre has updated their position, and whilst I read out some interesting detail, this is the life of Omar up to a few hours ago. Tropical Cyclone 15P Omar is around 267 nautical miles west-northwest of Port VILA and has tracked eastward at 2 knots over the last 6 hours. Animated and enhanced infrared satellite imagery shows persistent widespread convection located to the north of the low-level circulation centre. Convection has been limited south of the low-level circulation centre. The initial position is based with high confidence and on a 37 GHz SSMIS microwave image, which shows a ragged microwave eye feature. The initial intensity of 65 knots is based on a fallout current intensity estimate of T4, 65 knots, and an estimate of T4.5, 77 knots, and including a SATCON estimate of 63 knots. Environmental analysis shows that the cyclone is experiencing a moderate to unfavourable vertical wind shear, 20 to 25 knots. The east to west shear is inhibiting convection south of the low level circulation, enhancing convection north of the centre. Whilst the cyclone has good radial outflow, sea surface temperatures remains favourable for development between 27 and 28 degrees Celsius and is drifting eastward as a result of a weak steering environment. A subtropical ridge to the southeast will build over the next 12 hours, allowing the cyclone to begin tracking towards the south-southwest. The steering ridge will remain the primary steering feature as it tracks south-southwest through to 120-hour mark, allowing for the cyclone to increase intensity, eventually reaching a peak intensity of 85 knots within 48 hours. Dynamic model guidance is in fairly good agreement, indicating a south-southwest track. However, due to the weak steering environment over the next 12 hours, there's low confidence in the centres. Forecast and wave height is 32 feet. Now we have a look at some tracks. When viewing non-official weather sources, caution needs to be applied as the information does and will continue to change re Tropical Cyclone Omar We know that she remains slow moving in a very complex steering pattern, and it's far too early to say what she's going to do. Late cycle intensity guidance, we know it's a category 3 on the AU scale, Cat 2 on the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane scale. And coming up is the latest tropical cyclone formation probability guide. And we have 92W up there in the, I think it's the Central West Pac or Pacific region. And some models and showing intensity. Bureau Meteorology New South Wales has cancelled the strong wind warning for the Bateman's case. There's no warnings for Victoria. Bureau Meteorology has updated or issued updated their moderate flood warning for the Cooper Creek, minor flood warning for the Thompson River here in Queensland. The flood warning remains in place for the Diamantina River. There's a minor flood warning for the Georgina River, moderate flood warning for Eyre Creek, major flood warning for the Lower Flinders River, moderate flood warning for the Norman River, and there are no strong wind warnings in place. We just saw the tracks from the JTWC and Fiji. Oma is 15.3 degrees south, 164.4 degrees east, wind 65 knots, and central pressure 974. And we switch to another model of Oma. Two models indicating a possible impact on the area south of Fraser Island, but again it's far too early. The latest instability, this is from 7 AM through to about 10 AM in the morning. Each of these images are 3-hour periods. And the coastal region south of Sydney down to probably the East Gippsland region. And keep an eye on the Coral Sea storm probability. And this is a GFS model. It is very reliable when applied to the AU scene. And a fantastic service being provided by the BSCH operator. And you can see the Coral Sea region, and look how it tracks or edges towards the Queensland coast. It will be interesting to see what the Bureau of Meteorology has to say via the tropical cyclone 3-day outlook for the Coral Sea. Now we have a look at wind probability. It's the GFS model. A strong wind warning in South Australia waters, upper west coast. There's no warnings for the ACT, and a gale warnings in place for the southeast and southwest coast Tasmania, along with a strong wind warning for the Storm Bay Channel, far northwest and central north coast, Bank Strait, Franklin Sound, east of the Flinders Island, upper east, lower east, central west coast, and a small craft alert for the Central Plateau Lakes and Southwest Lakes. Bureau's 12-hourly and 24-hour rainfall outlook. Strong wind warning over in WA, Pilbara Coast, West, Nigaloo, Geraldton, Bunbury Geographic, Leeuwin and Ikula Coast. That's a strong wind warning for today. And for the Northern Territory, they have nothing. Matteo of France, New Caledonia continues to monitor the tropical cyclone Oma, and here's their current information. They have it located 15.3 degrees south, 164.1 east. It's about 500 kilometres north of Belize. The pressure is in the centre, or in its centre. It's estimated 976 millibar, near stationary west of Seto, northern Vanuatu. It's generating winds of the order of 120 kilometres an hour, gusting at 150 kilometres an hour near the centre. The next 24 hours, Oma is expected to move slowly south-southwest to be about 350 kilometres north of Belize on Monday early in the day. It should intensify, or its intensity should change little in the next 12 hours before starting to intensify at the end of today. And that's the latest from the Matteo Francis New Caledonia agency. And finally, in this update, I look at the Gfs Precipitation Model, and once again caution needs to be applied. This is only one model, and there are other models indicating a possible track in towards the Queensland region.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name Force 13, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.